So let's talk about Trump. As for those who are calling to expand the court, keeping in line, of course, with the accurate definition of court packing, I doubt the American people or even most of Congress would get on board with overturning pretty sedimented precedent. Hi everyone, my name is Kim, and on this channel I break down legal and political concepts that are in the news so you can understand what all the buzz is about and which politicians are bullshitting you. In recent weeks, Democrats have been getting vocal about their opposition to Judge Amy Coney Barrett, now Justice Amy Coney Barrett's, affirmation to the Supreme Court. Some Democrats oppose her seat so much that they've been calling to pack the Supreme Court. Politicians and journalists have been criticizing court packing, praising it and calling for its implementation, and even redefining what court packing is. So, who's right about court packing? And what exactly does court packing mean? Does it mean simply adding seats to the Supreme Court? Or does it mean appointing the most justices as possible so the court's majority tips in favor of the president's ideological leanings? The answer is both. To get a better idea of this concept, let's first take a look at the mother of all legal documents, the Constitution. Article 3, Section 1 gives Congress the power to establish the courts. It states, "The judicial power of the United States shall be vested in one Supreme Court and in such inferior courts as the Congress may from time to time ordain and establish." Thus, in following the Constitution's mandate, Congress passed the Judiciary Act of 1789, establishing the first Supreme Court with 6 justices, 1 Chief Justice, and 5 Associate Justices. But wait, doesn't our Supreme Court today have 9 justices? Yes, it does. And that's because since the 18th century, Congress has changed several times the maximum number of justices on the court. The number has ranged from as low as 5 to 7, and even a 10th justice added for a brief period during the Civil War. The final number of 9 was decided in 1837 under President Andrew Jackson. But at no time did the phrase court packing come into the political sphere, even while the court saw 4 additional seats added in less than a century. In 1937, in an effort to streamline the judicial process, as he said, President Franklin D. Roosevelt announced his infamous plan to expand the seats on the Supreme Court to 15 with the Judicial Procedures Reform Bill. This is when critics accused FDR of trying to pack the court with justices who were left-leaning in order to essentially thwart any legal challenges to his New Deal legislation. Both Republicans and Democrats largely opposed this plan. The number of seats on the Supreme Court stayed at 9. So let's talk about Trump. In his first term as president, he has appointed 2 Supreme Court justices, Brett Kavanaugh and Amy Coney Barrett, each considered to have conservative political leanings. So has he packed the court? Simple answer is no. Every president who has had the opportunity to appoint a justice has done so with the hope that they can tip the ratio of the court in their favor. And sometimes their appointee actually decides in the opposite way that they'd hoped for. But such is the nature of appointments. In addition to appointing justices that lean in your ideological favor, court packing also involves adding the number of justices on the court, from the current 9 to say 10, 11, 15, whatever higher than 9. Trump has yet to do this or even propose doing something like this. Sorry, some journalists got this one wrong. As for those who are calling to expand the court, keeping in line, of course, with the accurate definition of court packing, I would recommend against doing this. The Supreme Court has had 9 justices for almost a century now. I doubt the American people or even most of Congress would get on board with overturning pretty sedimented precedent. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button. And for more videos, please subscribe.